Councilman Overland.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This council is a new body. I oftentimes remind people when I hear criticism that just like any team or collection of people that changes, we're a new body that has come into existence 2 years ago. And I want to thank my colleagues for their hard work and many discussions about the critical issues facing our city, and particularly your leadership, Mr. President, that has led that way. One of them that I think the voters and citizens of our city are most concerned about is our current pension crisis. And I refer to a study done by the Pew Foundation in 2013 that cited that 61 cities in America face a $217 billion gap. And of the 61 cities, the bottom 9 performing pension systems, included Philadelphia. And 10 years ago, the pension took 7% of our operating budget, but today, or in 2013, it took 17% of our operating budget, which means less money for all the programs that we need, including supporting education and persons in poverty. This is a big challenge for us. With $4.86 billion deficit of retirement money, which is the money that we owe a fiduciary responsibility to the workers and employees of this city to have their money for them, we are in a very difficult situation. And based on recent testimony, I think that part of the problem is the configuration of our pension system. Therefore, I'm offering into this discussion for our council body in consideration of all council members the following 4 reforms in this amendment. And the first is to add 4 professional members to the Board of Pension and Retirement based on qualifications by education and expertise. Currently, the appointments are primarily done by position held. And so I'm including in this bill that an expert be added in the area of pension law, finance, accounting, and actuarial science to help govern the board and to help it to remain independent and to ensure that it is acting in its fiduciary responsibility for the employees of our city on behalf of our taxpayers and citizens. Second is a promotion of transparency by requiring that the board minutes, financial reports, performance measurements, and other things are posted on the website of the city pension and retirement systems. That in portion has started, but it's not enacted into law. And currently, the minutes of the investment committee and benefits committee are posted, but not the minutes of the pension board itself. Third, a requirement that the city contribution for each of the pension and retirement systems of the city be no less than the annual required contribution, or ARC, as defined by the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, or GSAB, which is an industry standard. And finally, the imposition of a cap on the annual assumed investment rate of return based on the average of previous available average 10 years for the market yields published by the United States Federal Reserve in a 5-year constant maturity treasury rate series, and the annualized total rate of return on the Standard & Poor's 500 index, one being the conservative U.S. treasuries, but balanced by the fact that a more aggressive, growth-oriented S&P 500 would average out that. With those reforms, Council President, I believe that we will be able to address what is a very, very tough issue, and that is dealing with our pension deficit. And because it is such a tough issue, I think it is so important that we do this, because the easier answer is to not address this problem. And in the last 10 years, we've gone from paying approximately $200 million per year towards a pension to now $600 million. So I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I thank my colleagues and yourself, Council President, for all your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.